I'm Andrea from the Creative Dream Incubator. This is day 19 of 30 days of creative journals, and today I am journaling in my day timer, and this is the same one that I shared it's about a week ago. I did the Creative Genius Planning session. I do this every week, so that was my journaling again today, Creative Genius Planning. I'll post a link in the blog post about this to that one if you missed it, so you can see what that process is all about. I can't say enough how much I love having the day timer with the week on one side and a blank page on the other. I just really loved being able to have that space to write about what was happening with my week. I know, as you know, I have so many journals that I keep anyway, and it seems kind of silly to need another one so badly, but this one I just keep stuff about kind of planning, scheduling, like calendar type stuff, and also just what feels like important things that I'm learning that I want to hold on to and kind of apply in my planning. So I love having this space to capture all of that. And then when I did the Creative Genius Planning session today, I looked back on that, everything that I wrote over the past week about what feels important about where I am and what I want to do. And it just made everything feel easier. That's what I wrote in my journaling for this week. Everything feels easier this week. And that's the beauty of doing Creative Genius Planning sessions every week and sticking to it, because you learn so much about yourself and your own process over time, and then you get so much better at knowing what works for you in terms of the practical plans of bringing dreams to life. So when I did the Creative Genius process, it's going into the field of creative soul alchemy, meeting the heart and soul of my dream and meeting my own creative genius and talking about what I want to do. The qualities that I got for this week were stretching, alignment, and opening/flowering. And then the mantra for the week, what feels important, is stretching into alignment. So I put that kind of across my whole week here so that I can remember that every day. That's my ultimate aim, so that the kind of practical to-do things that I have listed here to do, I remember to do them from the spirit and the energy of stretching into alignment. And there's this really, really beautiful feeling about all of that. And I'm actually feeling like I have a really, really beautiful week planned. And I want to share something about planning, something that I've learned, that this is why I am sometimes so resistant to planning and to keeping a plan and to doing this regularly. Because when I left my job to do my creative dreams full time, I had so many ideas. I was so inspired. I was so excited, right? I created such unreasonable plans for myself and such insane expectations about how much work I could get done. And so I had detailed plans about here's what I'm doing. You know, I had the first year of my business planned out. And I couldn't keep up with any of it. And it became very frustrating. By the end of the year, I was just laughing at what was in my calendar. Because it's I'm 6 to 8 months behind on everything. And it's my plans were so ridiculous. And so I just want to say, when you're planning something and when you're really excited and inspired and you want to be yeah, I want to do all of this, right? But you have to really understand what your own creative capacity is and honor that, right? Because if you're constantly stretching and pushing yourself to do more than is comfortable for you, then you're not really working in your zone of genius anymore. Your zone of genius is this very specific place where your tanks are full, where you're coming from inspiration, where you're in alignment, and it's inspired action all the way. And when you try to push yourself to do more than what's in that space, then you move out of inspired action. You moved into kind of more forced action, more making shit happen and work harder, right? That's not the energy that brings dreams to life, right? I'm not saying that I never work hard. Obviously, I work hard. But there's a difference between coming out of inspired action and coming out of a forced productivity. It's a big difference. So that's something to be conscious of when you're approaching any kind of planning or journaling about what you want to do. So this is why for me, journaling and planning go well together. I wouldn't want to just plan without having some space for the inner world explorations of journaling. That's why I've created the Creative Genius Planning Session, which is all about inner alignment and connection, so that your plans come from your genius, and that your genius approves of your plans. It makes all the difference in terms of how it's going to be to implement your plans and what kind of results you're going to get from them. So I'm really excited about my plans for this week. There's a really beautiful feeling of it, of just being really aligned with my own self and what I need and what my creative genius needs and what my business needs and what my dreams need. It kind of feels like, whoop, it's all come together, which is really the purpose of the Creative Genius Planning Session. It's when I spend time doing this, and it does get... It's something that's easy to resist. I know for me it does start to feel like, oh, I'm doing this every week and taking all this time to do this. But it means that for the whole rest of the week, I have these plans here that are approved by my creative genius, by the heart and soul of my dream. I can really trust that these plans are leading me towards where I want to be, so I don't second guess myself. I don't need to keep thinking about what I'm doing. I can just simply look at what I've written and do it. Taking the time to do this actually makes the whole week so much simpler. So I love Creative Genius Planning Sessions. That's what I'm doing today. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.